still waiting in line? Again? That's time you'll never get back. Save time and money with Stamps.com. Over 4 million businesses have skipped the line with Stamps.com. Join them to save up to 90% off carrier rates from your computer or phone right now. Print postage for certified mail, registered mail, and packages in seconds. Then schedule a pickup right from your home or office. For a limited time, go to Stamps.com and use code PODCAST for a free welcome gift. Taxes and fees apply.
Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat, emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint's story is better. Every plan, $15 a month. Even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending. Zero tears. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Woke by Accident podcast. It is a weekly chat about socially conscious topics impacting the culture. On this episode, we are joined by Sambaza, host and creator of the Sambaza podcast. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Woke by Accident podcast, a weekly chat about socially conscious topics impacting the culture. Welcome, I am Jen, and joining me is my co-host Sambaza, host and creator of the Sambaza podcast, where culture, conversation, and connection meet. He brings a sharp insight, humor, and global perspective to every discussion, always ready to dig deep and keep it real. Sambaza adds the perfect balance of thought and energy, and we welcome him. Hey, Sambaza.
Hey, Jen.
Hey.
That was a great intro. Is that a new one that you just cooked up?
Yeah, it is.
Loving it. How's your week been, though?
Yeah, it's kind of, I'll say it's challenging, but I'm pushing through. So positive vibes and all the things. And yeah, we'll get through it.
I'll go on. Yeah, me too. A lot of things going on. This weekend, we are doing a gala, Ubuntu gala. My first time I'm volunteering, though, the whole day.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'll send some videos and pictures on the Instagram, on the gram, and the threads and what have you, so everybody can see. So, yep, that's what we have in store for this week. But everything else for the week has been great. I can't complain.
Excellent. So, we have a great show for you guys today. We thank you guys for tuning in. Do we have those other platforms going?
Yeah, we are on YouTube, TikTok, Clubhouse, and Facebook. Last week we couldn't hit Clubhouse under East African Excellence because of technical difficulties, but we resolved. We're back, and also TikTok is here. Everybody who's coming in, we're telling you thank you for being here. You could be doing something else, but just sparing some time with us is awesome, and we really appreciate you all. So welcome. You can always post a comment, question, and we'll acknowledge it and answer the questions when we can in our chat. This is interactive. So, yeah, I'll start off with the affirmation of the day. And our affirmation of the day says, I move from poverty thinking to abundance thinking. So I'm moving off from poverty thinking to abundance thinking.
Awesome. I receive that, especially in these times. I receive that abundance. Yes, definitely claim that.
Yeah, going to that show that we're having today, man. Yeah, we need that.
Yeah, for sure. So let's formally introduce our topic. So this is our headlines and hot takes again. So we'll be breaking down and discussing some breaking news stories and cultural moments in providing some sharp analysis, bold opinions. Sambaza will give us some hot takes and we'll offer some thoughtful summaries and critical commentary as well. So please chime in if you are able to join us on the platforms. We definitely welcome your feedback. And if you're catching us on the replay, audio episode will be coming along soon as well.
All right. Now, we're gonna do the proverb of the week. This is the African proverb. Now, I was able to travel, Jen. Can you imagine this time? After all this time, I was able to travel. So I went to a country called Mali, officially the Republic of Mali, which is a landlocked country in West Africa. And it's the eighth largest country in Africa. Capital is Bamako. And the official languages are Bambara, Hassania, and Tamashek. All right. And it's known, by the way, for vibrant music with the Festival du Desert, often called the African Woodstock. And it boasts the largest mud brick building, which is the Great Mosque of Diggin, Djennne with an apostrophe. Now, three facts that we're going to talk about that makes Mali so great before we get into the problem. Golden Age. At its peak, Mali was one of the wealthiest in the world, controlling a vast portion of the global gold supply. Timbuktu was an ancient town, once the hub of trade and Islamic scholarship. Yeah, they even have books over there. Home to universities that attracted students from all over the world. There's a guy called Mansa Musa. He was the 14th century ruler of Mali, and Mansa Musa is considered to many as the richest person in history. And his wealth and legendary pilgrimage to Mecca is well documented. So this is a guy who, yeah, we all know about it. I studied about him, but you know, you guys, if you want to get more, just go ahead. Google is your best friend, or whatever you use, but go and search and look into these great stories. Now, for the African proverb, it's a Bambara proverb that says a piece of wood can sit in the water for many years, but it won't become a crocodile. You ever seen a piece of wood just sitting on a river?
Okay.
Yeah, so they say it just sits on the river, but it never become a crocodile. What comes into mind when you look into that proverb? Can you decipher?
That is a heavy one. I'm not sure which way to swing with that one.
All right, just give us what you think.
So a crocodile is something that some people fear, right? So if we're, metaphorically speaking and interpreting the things, you should, don't let your fears overcome you. That's what I am thinking.
Okay. Don't let your fears overcome you. Okay. I was thinking basically to like, and you're right about the fears. When you see a piece of wood dangling on the water, most people, if you live by areas which are crocodile infested, you think there's a crocodile over there, right? So you'd kind of be scared, or you'll be on high alert. But in this case and scenario, you're told the piece of wood will be there, it just hangs, but it'll never be a crocodile, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would attest to being authentic as you are. Just be proud of who you are, because whatever you do, you cannot change your identity. Keep to your identity and be proud of it.
Sure.
Because it won't change. It'll be the same.
Okay, I received that. Awesome. That
All
was
right,
a good one.
Get ready. Are you ready for the show?
We're ready. Shout out to the chat and our additional platforms. Thank you guys for tapping in. We appreciate you guys so much.
All right. And we have Denise joining us tonight. Welcome to the show. It's been nice. I haven't seen you for a while, but we've been seeing you on TikTok. Yeah, we family. We say hello, family. Glad to see you. Thank you so much. And I think we have Joe joining, Jimmy, and TK Cozy on our TikTok live.
Okay.
So thank you for joining in. And glad to have everyone participating today. So our hot takes. You want to go first?
No. But we can prepare people for what we have planned to discuss. We definitely will be touching on the government shutdown. Updates like literally even today, so we will munch on those thoughts about what's going on with the shutdown, and talk about some of the things that are impacted by this shutdown. All right, how we feel about that. There was an interesting debate that I brought to your attention, so I want to hear your thoughts on that. Some of our favorite personalities got into a little tiff about some of the things going on. So yeah, just kind of but yeah, and then we get bring it home with some pop culture. We love a pop culture moment. So yeah, that's what we have planned.
Everything is controversial today. Everything in pop culture, controversial. Stay woke, guys. Stay woke. That's what
You know what?
Hey.
Stop.
All right, so we're talking about the government shutdown. Now, this has been 40 days of the shutdown.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be ongoing. There's as we went into production right now, they were supposed to be doing a vote. The House is supposed to do a vote and figure it out.
They said they passed it, right?
Nah, it's not yet. We haven't seen.
No, they said it's on its way to the president.
Okay, maybe you have the best update right now, but on my Twitter feed it had come out. But yeah,
Okay.
so it's done. It's a done deal. Okay,
That it passed the House, and it's they passed a funding bill.
Mhm.
That, that will end the shutdown, and now it's on its way to Donald Trump to be
Yeah,
signed.
they got a margin of 222 to 209.
Yes, that was the latest. I got that one on MSN.
But what happened to this? There's a House and the Senate. What was the Senate?
So
The Senate-
it had passed in the Senate already. So we was waiting, for it to the House to be done with it. So we were surprised that they got, the them passing it.
I mean,
But-
in the House, it wasn't going to be a problem. It was the
Okay.
Senate that was going to
Oh,
have
I see.
a problem because
Okay.
they had the numbers to make it to actually hold. And like I say, Chuck Schumer told the people to hold their lines and stop this thing to go through with what they were asking for. But they didn't. So, but let's start with this whole thing. The government shutdown. Well, what happens is there's a time the government has to go into, like, it's a budget year. So at this particular time when they need to fund, they have to go in, vote in whatever is going to be funded. That's the bill. And what happens is there's always some type of negotiation. So the left being the grand old party, which is the left, which is the Republicans, and then the right. No, the left is the Democrats, and the
Yes.
right is the Republicans. I don't know. Okay, you got that. Left, Democrat, right, Republican. All right. So, and the right is the one that says they call themselves the grand old party, which is the elephant, right? The left is the donkey.
Right.
Anyway, these are the symbols for those people who don't know. Because Jen, I think there's some people who come into our show and try to figure it out and cannot know who's who, and maybe this one helps them out. That's why we're going back. So what happens is most of the time they get into this idea of, okay, fine, they want to pass some things, and with the American Constitution, you have to have like a percentage majority. And at this time, they needed 5 Democrats to be able to break the. It's called a filibuster. So they needed 5 Democrats to break the filibuster and then agree. Okay, fine. So that's where the leverage comes in. If they can't have that, then they all get into this mode where you try and discuss things out. And one thing interesting, they usually know that they're going to be hanging out late at night because they usually order pizza. So people say when they're at Capitol Hill and they see pizza being ordered, they know they're going to stay out for a long time. They're going to be there overnight discussing. But of late, they have always gone to a shutdown. The last time Donald Trump was in office, that's when they had the longest shutdown. I think it was 30-something days, but this time we hit 40. So
Right.
within this time, they're usually negotiating things. And the current bill that was being passed had some issues with, it was the bill, ACA, Affordable Care Act, which there were subsidies that were supposed to be there, and they were expiring. These were Obama subsidies that were expiring, and what they wanted to do was to make sure that they could continue. And I think last week's show, when we were talking to Miss Tiffany B, she was talking about the way insurance policies are going to change. They're going to be higher because of this particular bill that is coming. Well, when it came to that, uh, the 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 Republicans was saying that the reason why they want them to fade away is because it is paying for illegal immigrants. And granted to say, kind of, sort of, yeah, not. It's really more to what you speak on. This is politics I'm talking about right now. Uh, but when you look at it, I say politics and policies. Those are two different things. I don't like
Mhm.
politics. I like policies. And when you look at the policy, it does have its own version. And when you look at it in that perspective of a policy, you can tell, yes, there's that aspect where when somebody walks in, like when a person walks in, or like a doctor, if I'm a doctor, number one, if you're a doctor and somebody's hurt, you are obligated to assist them. Same way if somebody walked into a hospital or an emergency room and they're sick, you have to treat them. Now, they will use your resources and the nurses will be there, they'll be paid for it and stuff like that. Now, what they do is that money is what is taken, and they claim, the hospital will claim on it to to their city, not to the city, but that's the budget goes to your to the government, all right, the federal government. So the federal government sends back money to pay for those services that they've done. But those services are usually to, it can be anyone, but most of the time it's usually covered. The people who are without status will walk in and get that type of funding. So there's an iffy line there, where
Mhm.
now are you being human or you're not being human, or you don't want that. So what they're trying to do is cut it off completely, so that it's like, okay, that part where they're talking about not wanting to save, though, this is politics. How you bring it out is what is going to be perceived, and then I'll vote for you to say, yes, I want it to remove, no, I don't want it to remove. So that's why you're hearing all these things about the illegals and these things happening here, happening that. That's
Yeah,
their
healthcare was a big part of it with
right.
the Democrats. I want you to share about that. We were kind of kicking it around yesterday, and like you said, it's worth fighting for because it's a really significant impact. As much as we want people to go back to work and this shutdown to be over, because it's really hurting families across America. But what they were fighting for in this budget is significant. So,
But did they really want to get back home? That's the question. Did they want to
mhm,
stop? Because according to what I listen to NPR a lot, and according to
mhm.
NPR, some government officials, especially the air traffic controllers, they did not want it to happen. They wanted them to push that button, because guess what? Thanksgiving coming around, that was going to cause a whole bunch of stuff on the traffic, moving up and down, and people going for Thanksgiving, and then that's when people get noticed. You see, uh, um, and I'm going to jump into also, I'm going to go back and forth, and I'm going to jump into also the snap benefits. You have the air traffic controllers moving up and down. See, we, and I'm using we respectfully, right? We are comfortable with what we have: food, shelter, clothing. That's what we have comfortably here in America. We waste a whole bunch of food. That one, I for a fact, I say we waste a whole bunch of food. um, um,
But there is food insecurity as
and
well.
food
So,
insecurity as well. So there
mhm,
has to be a balance somewhere.
mhm.
Now, people who get these SNAP benefits, sometimes you get something, you take it for granted. And I think at this point in time, when it was going, when people were going to get the SNAP benefits taken off, that's when they sit down and look and say, wait a minute, how do these SNAP benefits come? Where do they come from? Who signs it? Who signs off for it? Who is getting hurt?
Mhm.
Right now, the narrative seems to be that the Democrats are the only ones who are going for SNAP benefits, whereas the Republicans don't have any problem with the SNAP benefits, as the people don't have don't have any problem with SNAP benefits. But if you go look carefully, about top 10 of the people who use, or majority of the people who use the SNAP benefits, come from red states, right?
Mhm.
Not the blue states. So it's just how you're going to talk about it that makes it more 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 truthful for the person listening and saying, you know what, that's true. These are the people who are getting hurt, but everyone is getting hurt. Jobs, people who are working jobs who are being fired. When you're being fired, it does not know whether you are Republican or Democrat. People are being fired; they're fired. I mean, because if you start saying, "Oh, you're a Democrat, you're a Republican, you're whatever," that is a lawsuit about to happen. So you cannot do that. So with all this coming into perspective, one, I'm not able to go see my family because of what? Because of the air traffic controllers. Who's causing it? This particular government is causing it because they're the ones who brought the bill, not the Democrats. The Republicans who brought the bill.
Were
So
you planning to travel for the holiday, or?
I don't travel around that time, and if I do travel, I drive.
But I mean, that's a significant point, though. There had to be a significant amount of pressure on them. Like, you got to figure this out before the holidays. All those people that's got travel planned, you know, yeah, and it's already crazy at airports across the country right now.
Right.
So yeah,
I think they cut it at 2%. I think they're about to go to 4% right now, and it's still bleeding. They're still bleeding hot because they don't have enough air traffic controllers. And guess what? They were talking about firing the whatever Secretary for Transportation was talking about firing people. Gonna get this right, but
for not
the air traffic controllers are told for not showing up. They're gonna fire. Okay, fine. You're gonna fire them, and you still do not have enough. So where are you taking them, or who's coming in? You're gonna make a shoddy job of the people who are coming in because you gotta train them for a while. So it's like they're in limbo, and this was what was giving them a problem. And out of the people who came back, who talked about the senators who came and made it go through, like they went behind their backs, and this is what they say: they went behind Chuck Schumer's back. That's a lie, because one, he knows what's going on. He has a pulse of what's going on. Out of the 8, 2 of them, or is it? I think 2 of them are not returning. 4 of them are not for re-election until 2028. So this is a ploy that they made sure it did not blow up on them. So it makes it look like, oh, it's all okay, right? And for us, we're like, oh no, these guys, whatever they went. No. He knew what was going on, and the Democrats were under pressure to sign the bill. Now, this time, even though they were winning at some point. If they would have been able to go all the way till Thanksgiving, then we probably would have seen something going on. But it has a lot of people mad about what they have done, and so that's the part that I'm at. I'm going to stop there because I think I'm throwing too much information. Let's take a pause and then ask me another question. Maybe I might have. Yesterday, you remember yesterday I was talking so passionately. I was
oh my God. Yeah, we should have been, the record button should have been on for that one. Yeah, we had to go live with a production meeting one day.
Yeah, yesterday I was off. I was really off. But you understand what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah, for sure.
I mean, look. Let me hear me out. If you do not watch on those SNAP benefits, and then you do not go vote, if you don't vote, then what do you expect? Now, when people are getting to feel the SNAP benefits, now they're looking at it like, oh, why is it not coming? Oh, so and so is not coming. No, don't blame it on the other people. No, your vote is the one that counts. If you don't go and vote for the right people, then this is what you're going to get. So I'm not going to, personally, I'm not going to feel sorry for, and I know it sounds sorry for people missing the SNAP benefits. They need it. But guess what? No. Here's a bright thing. We are a community. Remember, I said we are a community. We're not going to let the next person starve. I'm not going to let the next person starve, right? We are helping out each other. All these businesses you've seen around this particular time, they've been helping out, food drives, doing all other things. The food pantries have been worked out. People have been giving out food. Yeah, that's the part where I'm saying, okay, we are community based. Let's start from the community and then go back asking for those SNAP benefits. That's why I'm like saying, okay, now you realize why you're missing it. No, now you fear for why you're missing it, right? You cannot stand, it's getting hot. You're missing it. Then now the community comes and helps. Then as your community helps you, then you start thinking and realizing, hey, why am I missing my SNAP benefits? Why is my health care going so up? Did I vote for the right person? Is this group right for me? You see, that's where you get to start thinking. And that's where my angle is. I don't want to sound inhuman, but I think at some point we get complacent on the things that are given to us, that we forget where or how hard it's come.
Right.
Things like civil rights. People sometimes, the young ones don't understand what civil rights is. I can't fault them. It's not their fault. However, they gotta understand where civil rights.
No, I get that, but there's some like children, they don't vote. They didn't ask to be born, and they're being impacted, and people are going hungry. Children and families who have these benefits are not getting those needs, and going to a shelter is not the same. They have limits, like you can only take this, you can only take that, you can only, so it's not the same. Oh, they could just go to the shelter and get, it's not the same. I mean, I get what you're saying, and the whole theory of, oh, who did you vote for? Some people, it's against their religion to vote. You know what I mean? So you just can't blame. It is Jehovah's Witnesses. They don't vote. We got Jehovah's Witnesses in our family, and they don't. It's written somewhere, what they believe. They don't vote. So, oh yeah, them JWs. So, I mean, yeah.
Okay, that's a long story. That's another story. Thank you for
It is.
However, no, Jen, you're having these kids.
I'm just saying.
You're having these kids, and I totally understand. Kids should not starve. That's where the community steps in, right? That's the part we'll step in as a community. We're not going to let kids starve. And you can see that people are out there running around, all these agencies, firms, everyone was trying to make sure everybody had something to eat. There are places that, restaurants that will trash food, good food, but they cannot sell it the next day. So what were they doing? They were picking it up. I know of a lady who started her for-profit organization that she collects food and then she passes it on to people. Good food, not bad food, and then gives it to the people. Now, those are the people now who are coming in to help and streamline this issue about feeding the country. Remember that waste food. We're not wasting the food now, right? Okay. Then we gotta get back to our default, not to the default settings. We gotta get back to these settings where we're looking at, okay, why did we lose them? Who was causing this thing? That's the point that we have to get to in order to understand that next time we have to vote, or next time we're getting into in the midterms, we're going all out and going to vote because we need.
I understand that. That's true. That's true. So you mentioned some of these things already, but I did have it in our notes to talk about the things that were impacted by the shutdown. Like this is the longest shutdown in history. Flights, like we talked about that, air traffic controllers were heavily impacted. Some of them are calling in sick or and TSA too, because they're not getting paid during this time. Can you imagine, not being paid? And so that is created chaos from what I've been reading in airports. The holidays is coming up. People are planning and have, extended travel on their calendars. So hopefully this shutdown will, curb some of the chaos that has already, went it probably still be chaos. But going down the list of things impacted, the mail actually, even though it is part of the government, it continued. All right. Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security benefits were not impacted. So those continued. It says here that ICE continued. So immigration cases continued as normal. However, and you talked about SNAP nutrition aid for millions of new parents were at risk. And Donald Trump put the freeze out there towards SNAP, the supplemental nutrition assistance programs, women, infant, and children. A lot of families did not receive their full benefit. So that is at stake.
Talk about that. Let's talk about that. Now,
Yeah.
families, they went, two judges went and asked and told the government, hey, look, you got to give people these benefits. What did the government say? Oh, they went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme
They
Court suspended for now. You shouldn't be able to give them. They were saying they're only going to give it half. Surely, how does a government come and say they're going to give you half? Even if you have all these other funds, first of all, you're funding ICE. That money that you even were giving to ICE, you could have taken it back and then given it to people to feed.
Mm-hmm.
To feed them for some time. These were emergency funds that they have. They have the money.
Yeah.
Give it out right now. They even told states that if you are paying for SNAP right now, you're not going to be paid back that money. Surely, what kind of monsters are we raising, or what kind of living are we doing right now? We need to go past this idea of having to use, like they say, use SNAP and Medicaid to stop this, to not to talk on things. Like, if you want to bring things and you want to discuss things, get through the right channels, discuss these things, understand what you want. It's a give and take. You will never have everything 100%, give or take. And these are policies. If the policy does not work, let it not work. Let's move it along. Right now, I'm sorry to say, we don't know what the Republicans are going to bring for us, apart from the ACA, which they keep calling Obamacare. It's an ACA act. Guess what? We gave Argentina $40 billion. $40 billion for the economy. Yet on this other side, we cannot put in $40 billion to help our healthcare system and inject money into it.
Right.
We have choices. Yeah, I know there's soft power. Oh, and by the way, that's another whole big story we can tell, because apparently the secretary, is it Besset or something? They have done something going around there. They went and invested money in that 40 billion that is being sent to Argentina. So they're going to rip some money off of it. So somebody's eating, but it's not us.
Sure. For sure.
Amen.
Shout out to the chat. We have some additional comments here.
Oh yeah. Oh man, Ed, welcome. He said peace and gratitude. And we also have him saying, yeah, absolutely, Jen. He's agreeing to what you're saying. He said, brother, I don't know if he was trying to say something over there. Ed, what were you trying to say? Just let us know. And wait, by the way, they got this weird thing. AI is telling me comment on air travel issues, and then they also asked me to comment on.
Is that on TikTok?
Talk, yeah, to talk on political issues. Okay, AI, thank you, but yeah, but you see what I'm saying. All this is the chicken is coming to roost right now. We're seeing what is going on. It's just that it's how things are being said. The what do you call it? The way our political parties are sending messages is different. Some say it one way, others say it a different way. However, whoever comes out and says it in a meaningful way is what the voter will take. So as we go along, just find the right tool and the right message, and then when you say it out there, people will follow. Democrats right now seem to be the ones on the upper hand, but you know what? They look like they're the ones who cut their tail in and whatever, caved in and decided, hey, you know what? We can't do this. And that's why, like we said, Chuck Schumer is in trouble because of that, and people say they want him out. Remember last time he also agreed, I think it was in March or May, the government was going to shut down. And then he quickly decided, oh, no, we're going to go ahead and let it go. So maybe I thought at some point that he was trying to prepare the Democrats for this particular time, but I guess it didn't work out. So
Right.
yeah, at this time, it's more to do with the shutdown. Was it really necessary? To me, I say yes. I don't know about you, Jen.
Mhm.
What do you think? Was it necessary?
Well, like we were talking about yesterday, and you made a good point. We talked about Roland Martin's point of view that he shared in contrast to what they talked about on the Breakfast Club with Charlemagne. And, essentially Roland Martin's point was that it is worth fighting for, and like they need to get it right. You know what I mean? And you kind of shared that point of view. But I mean, I kind of am torn with that and hear Charlemagne's point because I'm just thinking, people working without pay, people on the verge of being thrown out of their apartments and their kids, it's just really their lives impacted by not having income. You know what I mean? Yes, you should have 3 months of, expenses saved, but do we have that? Probably not. So, I mean, and I just, there's got to be another way. There's got to be a better way. I'm just thinking that it's got to be a better way than to just, yeah.
Sorry, I think they knew what they were getting into at that
Hmm.
time, and people. That's why there are people. A lot of people are mad about what the Democrats did, because I have not seen the Republicans ever budging. All my life, they have never come in and said they've budged. No, it's always been the Democrats who are the softer side and come in and say, okay,
Okay.
we're
Okay.
the ones who are going to agree to it. And here's one thing, people forget. I think we the electorate are pea-brained. When they were bringing in this health guy, this JF Kennedy, the guy they say who said that he had a worm in his head,
RF.
um,
Right.
RF Kennedy. Yeah, so you know the guy. He speaks with a funny voice, like there's something in his
Yeah, I
brain.
heard he had a past with drug use.
Yes, but that guy. So when he was being put in, and he was an anti-vaccination, whatever, he had his own
Hmm.
views, and people did not like whatever he was saying. And he was coming in. When he was coming in to be confirmed, I think one of the senators from the South, I think is from Louisiana, one of the senators was going to. He actually was going out, but it was his vote that would bring him in. And he had a conversation with him and said, "Hey, you know what, bro? If I bring you in, please, you're gonna go ahead and do this whatever I'm discussing. You cannot go and say you cannot bring your anti-vaccination thing is into this whatever, because I'm a doctor. I know vaccinations
Hmm.
work." And I think one of those old senators also, I don't know if it was he, I'm forgetting his name, but he said no, he's not, because he actually lived through it. But if I remember his name, but he's one of the oldest. If I remember his name, I'll tell you. However, let's back to the story. As soon as they appointed him, what did Kennedy do? He went back, overrode everything. And by the way, when
Hmm.
the bill that they presented in the beginning, from what I hear, was great. It was supposed
Hmm.
to work for everyone. I'm not being biased here. I'll give credit where it's due.
Hmm.
That bill that they had, what they were going to do to fund the items, it was awesome. Somewhere along the line, they reverted back to their default settings, and that's when I'm saying, now that you've gone in, you have not gotten a written signature. It is just a memorandum of understanding that, hey, we are going to vote on this particular thing sometime in December to agree to this Affordable Care Act to extend it. Do you trust a person who cannot trust his own team?
Hmm.
You, how are you going to trust them?
Hmm. Hmm.
Jonathan said, "I cannot, I cannot agree to that. We're going to go ahead and sign off of it. No, we haven't discussed it, and he cannot commit to it. Already, that tells you there's some type of it's going to be a fight,
Right.
and we are here agreeing to that. I'm saying it's for the people,
Yeah.
and these people who for the person who stayed for 40 days and is like, you know what? For the first time, the Democrats are holding. I'm going to stick to it. How does that person feel? They don't have a paycheck, but they know this time, you know what, my health care is going to work. Right now, there's a lady who they say she's in her last stages of cancer. She came on to CNN and she was complaining and saying, you know what, if these things shoot up, my medicine is going to be so expensive. And there's nothing else to do. You're just going to rest, you know. God forbid anything happens to her. But it's just healthcare. And by the way, Dr. Oz has not said what kind of healthcare they have proposed. No, we're going to discuss. What did he say? I cannot give you my ammo. We're going to discuss it. We're going to come with a better plan. Normally, when somebody who has a plan tells you, hey, we're going to make sure this comes, this is done, this thing is done, patients are going to get this much. We're going to try, not everything, but you give them a tidbit. No, he said that he's not going to say anything, but we're going to work on it. Bruh, please. Oh.
Yeah.
That's why I was in an evangelistic mode yesterday about this.
No, it's a big deal. And like you said, a lot is at stake. And I think a lot of people don't realize, what is at stake. You just hear, okay, people are not at work. But like you said, there's more on the table, at hand. But, like my other argument, kids didn't ask to be here and they don't, this is a adult business, but it's impacting the kids. So, but
let me tell you, but there are people who have sacrificed. They say, you know what? My kids will go hungry, but I want this thing to work out. How am I paying? Like Tiffany B said, she gave us those rundown of how much it's going to cost. I mean, if you check the last week's episode, it has those rundown costs of how much per person is going to pay. You're looking at, okay, if I am going to stick this one in, it's just for this short time. What is a kid can go hungry? Not hungry. I'm sure you get noodles in here. The kids eat. They eat, yes, but you won't give them the special meal. They'll understand. Some won't understand, but they'll come to understand sometime what you are doing. But then you go sit here for 40 days, and on the 35th day or 30-something day, these 8 people just decide, hey, you know what? We're done. We're representing you. We're done.
Yeah.
It's hurtful. It's hurtful.
So with this potentially, he signs it tomorrow, right? Let's say this ends the shutdown. So,
well, everything goes
then
back.
the healthcare is still an issue, right?
Still an issue. They haven't changed it. They expire in December.
This expires, right?
Yeah, and then also, by the way, even the SNAP benefits, now that they've frozen them, it also hurts businesses. Businesses are being impacted by that. Air travel is being impacted by now. I told you I just got something from Frontier. I'm traveling in January next year, around 13th. I'm getting an update right now. I mean, like, what the world is going on here?
Right, it might be canceled. Who knows? I mean, knock on wood, it won't. But
use other options. Because it's going to be a ripple effect for everything that happens. Is always going to be a ripple effect. And hey, shout outs to those who won the elections, and this is what we have to live by. And hey, like I said, we go vote. If you don't vote, like Barack Obama said, hey, don't boo, vote. If you don't go vote, this is what you get. And if you're complacent, don't complain. Don't complain. Stick with it. I mean, the only thing we have is the midterms. Now, the midterms is where we can try as Democrats. Even though I don't know whether I can say I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican. Sometimes it's really weird the way things fall. But
we just had some elections where I guess like on the East Coast, they just put in a governor and Virginia.
Then the New York mayor.
Obama got involved heavy on that Virginia, and
because it's Virginia that made him win the last time, the second term.
Oh, I see. Okay, so that's why he was like, "Let me go all in." Okay. Yeah. I was like, "Wow, he is like heavy involved." So
that's why that Great Wall. Whenever you see that Great Wall, whenever they come CNN, oh man, that's heaven to me. So when they do that, that's when you see and they give you statistics. When you look at that, yeah, I remember the first time it was just a clear wave. He won by, I think, by 8 o'clock. Barack Obama was done. We were going to celebrate. We went for a watch party. We just showed up, I think, by 6, by 8, I think 7, by 8. We were told, "Oh, it's over, it's done." But when the second one came, it was Virginia. That was the deciding factor.
Oh,
So
wow.
they did that thing, whatever he does and tells you here. This is what we're looking at. This county, yes, and you could see. So yeah, that's why he went heavy on that. And now it's creating a momentum for the Democrats. But you know what?
It is. It
We
is.
got a long way to go. We got a long way to go. There's a long way to
Right.
do, a lot of work. And I think right now maybe people's minds will start thinking about voting. And I think, Ed says, great political conversation, good perspective. I think kids, people who are going to be voters now, will have a different type of understanding of what to do, or what's at stake. I
Yeah.
know even back in my community right now, we're trying to get people involved, like the Africans who are involved, especially with the ICE, with these ICE raids and what's going on. Jen, I'm telling you, this thing is crazy. But with that, a lot of people now are becoming conscious about their status and what they can do. So if you can vote, you go in and put your vote, whether you are a Republican or a Democrat. I don't care at that point. Just show up and vote. Let's see how many numbers you have, and we can say, okay, fine, fair and square. Make it count, right? But just
For
go and vote.
sure.
Don't sit at home and say, oh, I did not vote. Maybe when you go and listen to maybe you might be a Republican. You go out and listen to what a Democrat is saying. You'll be like, no, I have liberal views. I'm going to choose this particular person. Or you're a Democrat and you go listen to a Republican and say, you know what? They speak to me. I'll go and vote. I'll go and vote for this person. That's fine. But the whole idea is practice to vote always, because that's the reason why you have a government shutdown. That's the reason why now I'm ending on this one. That's the reason why you have a government shutdown. That's the reason why you're going to have these SNAP benefits taken away from you. Affordable health care will be just moved out from you. What they should have been doing is just making amendments to make it better, or try to find something else to do. Keep it there. But now you have them trying to slash it all off and give you another one. No idea of what's going on. But these are the things that start off from you being conscious that you control them, the representative. So we'll see what happens, Jen. I think next time we'll keep a watch, and I'm going. I think if inshallah next year when they, oh no, these people are not even going to be there. We'll just see how it goes next year in the midterms and probably talk about that. Maybe find some people to talk about it for us. But on that note, I'm getting parched too much. What you got next?
Yes. So now we will pivot into our pop culture takes and headlines. Thank you guys again for tapping in real time on the additional platforms. We appreciate you guys so much, and the engagement in the chat. You guys are awesome. So, okay, so two legendary rap groups were inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Outkast is making waves with their nomination and induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this week, marking a significant recognition of Southern hip hop and their impact on mainstream music and cultural history. Additionally, legendary female rap groups Salt and Pepper and Spinderella were inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame too. So kudos and shout out to them.
Hey, what does Spinderella have to do with Salt and Pepper?
Now, she is. Now, they did have a little dispute, but I think they've patched it up. But if you go back to when they started, they had a different Spinderella, but Spinderella was always their DJ, and she's a part of the group. So,
okay.
The last or most recent Spinderella was able to get recognized and receive recognition because she's been their DJ since, album one, day one, back in the 80s. So, but from my understanding, what I've, what's been out in the news, they did have some kind of dispute over money and, agreements and things like that.
Gotta be that royalties. Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't
So
have. Is it Left Eye? Left Eye is the one who went. Rest in peace.
that's TLC.
That's DLC. Sort of.
That's not
Sorry,
Left
guys.
Eye is not
I'm getting old. I'm old.
that's like 1999. This Salt and Pepper started in the 80s. Oh my god. But
Well,
I was a
still
little
my
kid, but I was the biggest Salt and Pepper fan ever. I like knew all the words. Like I didn't even know some of the words right
I didn't
now.
want to say let's talk about sex.
Yeah.
Hey, that thing used to come in a matatu in Kenya. Hey, hey, you're sitting with your mama there. The guy is saying, "Let's talk about sex, baby." You turn around and looking at your mama like, "Man, let's see." It was embarrassing. And
And
then, that time,
shoot,
oh man,
push
oh yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, you know Salt and
Some
Pepper.
funky songs.
Yeah,
And then
so
I think also the one say, "What a man, what a man, what a mighty."
yes. Yeah.
Ooh, for
You
real?
remember that one.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so he has some really God.
Jimmy Jam. You gotta see this in Kenya. There was a show that used to called Jimmy Jam, Jamadelic, Jimmy Jam. We used to watch that. But Outcast, ooh, ain't nobody fresh as me. Ooh.
Yeah, so shout
I
out
like
to
the, I like the
I'm a
one.
big Outkast fan too.
Oh,
So
I like the other one. There's the other one they keep saying about somebody's mom or something. Which are the songs? Jen, you know some songs. Come on, let's
you talking about
remind me.
Miss Jackson? I'm sorry, Miss
Oh, sorry,
Jackson.
Miss Jackson. Yeah, that's the one. That is the one.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's your favorite Outkast?
No, not really. They got many.
Oh,
But that's one of my favorites. Sorry,
okay.
Miss Jackson. I am for real. If I can take-
Um,
Oh man, that was cool. But I like their songs. I like the combination of the two because one of the things I think I learned about when they were making remember there was a time they made two albums, two CD.
yes, The
The one
Love
they did,
Below, Speaker Box. Yeah,
yeah.
that was dope.
So big. What's his guy? We call him out.
Andre 3000 and Big
Yeah,
Boy.
Big Boy. I didn't want to say a wrong name. See, I already called Salt and Paper. I just wanted you to help me out there. Okay, so Big Boy, he's part of the album. He finished everything and he was ready, all done. The guy they're waiting for is Under 3000. Under 3000 is busy going in, remaking it, fixing
Oh,
it until he got to get that perfect one. So that's when they came out. But that was special what they did, and it was one of the unique albums that's ever out there on CD. I mean, hey, if you're still coming up right now and you want to know classics, go back to them and find that album. It's two parts.
yeah,
Yeah, that was really cool.
definitely.
And
Yeah,
and
that's a good idea.
it didn't. And one thing about that album, it didn't take away from both of them as they had separate songs. It didn't take away from whatever they had. They just showed that they had different skill sets. You know, sometimes when you have artists coming in with two
Mhm,
albums, each one having their own, it'd be like they're
mhm.
breaking off. No, this one it kind of cemented them. Like, hey, you know what? This is what he brings to the table, and this is what he brings to the table. And when they come together, this album is gonna be, like their albums are great because of what he brings on both sides. And I thought that was great.
Yeah. Now, did you check out Andre 3000's Flute album?
Yeah, yeah. But I
It
wasn't
was
too much.
cool.
I
I
heard,
was just looking for a little more bass, like in the background, but I guess they wanted to hone in on the flute because I love a band. I used to be in a band, so I can appreciate all of the instrumentation. But when it didn't have like them drums and the bass I was looking for, so I was a little disappointed.
hey, hold up.
But I mean, shout out to him,
You
being a
in a band?
flutist, huh?
You in a band, a marching band?
I was.
Oh, what did you play?
Told you I played alto sax.
Hey, you're the one who doing, the lines and going, was it a marching band too? Like you go
Yeah, I did the
to the
marching
lines.
band. Yeah.
Yeah. Look,
Yeah,
guys,
we
you
did
want to check out,
parades and all that stuff.
man. Look, you guys, let me tell you. I wish I could get Jen's old videos, but back then they didn't record and stuff like that. But if you want to check out bands, if there's anything you want to check out, go check out bands because um it's not that you don't appreciate it, but you will learn a different aspect of how bands play and choreography. I've been to some of them and I'm like, whoa, this is great. I think Ohio State Band for the Ohio Buckeyes, That's one of the best bands in college bands.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have HBCUs, and that's another aspect altogether. That one is like, yeah, but this one, there's a our other people, and then there's our people. So our other people, Ohio State takes it now.
Okay.
Our people, yeah, we have a different aspect. But anyway, Jen, you're right. It's a great thing, and I'm glad you did it and you enjoyed it.
I did. I wish I would have took it further. But yeah, I did. Yeah.
You still learn to appreciate. You appreciate music. You can sit down and listen to music and say,
Oh yeah, and I play the piano too. So I'm musical. Yeah.
Mozart.
Look, a little bit.
Jen, you behind them talents. Yeah, Alicia Keys. Oh yeah, shout out to Alicia Keys, man.
Shout out. But yeah. Okay, one other pop culture story before we get too late.
Sure.
Let's see.
This one. This one. Go ahead. That's
this is, you actually schooled me on this one, and I am, I ain't gonna say I'm in the beehive, but I support Beyonce Carter Knowles. Or Knowles Carter. So, okay. So after Beyonce's win for last year's Grammy,
at major win
in the country category in the Grammys. So fans are now criticizing the Grammys for the new country category change at the Grammys. So the Recording Academy says that the category has now been split into two, contemporary and traditional. So when Beyonce won it last year, it was just best country album. So now, or after this win, they decided that they had been working on this all along, and they will have the two award or two categories, contemporary and traditional. So, if she were to try to, pursue another country win, this would probably prohibit that because I guess the argument is that a lot of people weren't happy with her winning best country because they didn't feel like it was a true country album. And then this conversation of, well, what's really true country? And so that's why we have the split. Thoughts?
Yeah, somebody caught a lot of bile, Yeah, they had too much hate in them. That hateration, was way too much because, yeah. So it just goes to show you, when we're in it and we win it, you get that? When we're in it, we win it. They had to split it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, raising this argument.
They had to create that whatever. And we talked about Lil Nas X. He had to sing with another country star, in order to make the song valid. I'm gonna ride my horse to the old country road.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There was that version, but there was his original version. They said, it was not country enough to be recognized as a country song.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I mean, Black people have been singing country for a long time, and that's one of the things that made Beyonce's country project so interesting and cool is that she gave homage to the Black artists who did perform country before using the samples, even incorporating one of those artists into the album project, which was really cool.
It's actually a Black lady. I don't know if she was a guitarist or something, but she's an old. It's an old. You gotta go above the 60s. The 60s. There's 50s and 60s.
Linda Martell is that
there
the one?
Go.
Yes, Linda Martell.
Yeah.
Actually, they put her on the album. You know what I mean? Put her in some of the. She did. She put her on the album. She even used her image in the merchandising promotion. How dope is that? Like, you're going to remember this lady. You're going to see her face on T-shirts. You're going to hear her voice on my album. Like, everything she did was intentional with that project, which was so cool. And I actually argued this point in a audio space. I usually don't hardly ever argue with people, but in a very intelligent way, I raise these opinions because it came up, well, she's not country. What is she doing in the country category? That whole argument. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's always got to be that argument in those music spaces. Somebody's gotta hate. But yeah, I think it was great that she did that, and shout outs to Beyonce for doing that, because you remember there was a time most of these rappers like Snoop Dogg, one of them, they actually used to use some of those old rappers, old singers. They would bring their songs back, like do remix.
Yeah, and sample it, right?
Sample it. I think when you sample or you give them homage or pay homage, tomatoes, right? Okay.
It's homage. I was just being.
Yeah, I think no, okay. Well, hey, wait, get back. So I think when you look at it in terms of the artist recognizing somebody, I think when Beyonce did that to recognize somebody who's way back then, and then in country, because most people will not even think about talking about her. I only heard her about because, as usual, I'm a fan of NPR, and with that, it gives you some type of recognition and brings you to light with the fact that now you feel that my body of work that I'd done back in the day is now paying dividend to this lady who is able to sing it right now with all this confidence and actually win the country music award with everyone. We're not talking about now that they've split it because they're saying traditional and contemporary. No, it was everybody, and she took the number one spot. You see what I'm saying? So it gives validation.
Absolutely.
And then now even though they might take her out and say, okay, fine, we're going to break it in two, but when it was only one, she took the top prize at that particular time. So shout outs to Beyonce, and I give you props for that. And let's not be cheated with them saying that, they always think about, they're always in the works of splitting it or stuff like that. No. Okay, fine. They were thinking about splitting it, but they moved it faster because of Beyonce.
Absolutely. And she also not only paid homage to that particular artist, she also shed light and highlighted like Black rodeo culture and the rodeo queens who actually wore the they rode the horses and they had the pageants, and that culture, Black people were a part of that. And so she highlighted that with the big banner, like everything was so strategic and intentional, and it was like a history moment. So it's really cool. Even with the nod to the Chitlin circuit and all, it's just so cool. I missed that concert. I really did.
On the history part, she touched on.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Girls wearing them boots. So a lot of Black women wearing boots. Let me tell you, in my 20 years living in the USA, I've never seen as many women as I've seen in a span of since Beyonce wearing boots like they've been doing, cowboy boots. It's like everywhere. But hey,
it's like in Texas, you gotta have a pair of boots and a Stetson, right?
That's standard.
Yeah,
I don't have it. Can't miss
it. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. But anyway, Jen,
right.
I think this has been a great show. And a nice way to end it on a positive note, like you say it all the time. Stay woke. We work on this one. We work on this all the time. And with that, Jen, hey, take us home.
All right. Well, we thank you guys for joining us. We hope that today's conversation had inspired and enlightened you. If you found today's episode meaningful, please consider sharing it with friends, family, colleagues. Our collective awareness and advocacy play a crucial role in creating positive change. We invite you to stay tuned for more engaging content, and we look forward to continuing these important conversations in the future. And with that, we will see you next time, and take care. At this time, we're going to go ahead and conclude the episode. We greatly appreciate you listening. We invite you to follow us on social media. On Instagram, it is Woke by Accident Podcast. On Twitter, it is Woke by. On Facebook, it is Woke by Accident Podcast. We also have the new website up, www.wokebyaccident.net. Please check us out. And also follow us on all of your favorite streaming platforms. And please leave a review and share feedback. You can also reach out by Gmail, wokebyaccident@gmail.com. And every time you listen, we appreciate it so much. Thank you for listening and take care.
A text says, "You're on my mind." A bouquet from 1-800-Flowers says, "You're my everything." Heartfelt moments belong in the real world, not just your phone. For 50 years, 1-800-Flowers has helped millions of people make memories that'll last a lifetime with gifts they'll cherish forever. Their expertly curated arrangements and gift baskets ship nationwide with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Don't wait for the next big moment. Make it when you visit 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast.